Welcome to Imperfectly Human, the podcast where we get real about mental health, messy growth, and being human one day at a time. I'm your host, Rachel, and together we're navigating life's chaos with honesty, compassion, and a little humor. Let's get into it. Hello, Imperfectly Human. Thanks for joining me today. And today I have a fabulous guest and somebody who I don't really know very well, but we met doing something super, well, not super crazy, but like I think many people would think it was kind of super crazy. But I just wanted to introduce Anthony Simonetti to Imperfectly Human podcast. Thank you so much for coming here.
Of course. Nice to meet you again.
Yeah. So how we met, right? Do you remember how we met?
Well, I don't know if you know how I met you guys.
Oh, shit.
I heard your husband talking at the event the night before. He was the guest speaker.
Okay.
And I jokingly told the other St. Jude runners / heroes that I was going to find that guy during the race. And they said, "You're an idiot. Good luck with that." And lo and behold, I found both of you in the race. And we ran, I think, maybe all but the first mile together.
Yeah. Wait, that's crazy. How did I not know that? Right.
Yeah, we were joking because they always laugh that I always find the people that are like high up or in charge or whatever. And it always happens by accident. But this time I was like, I'm going to find that guy.
Right.
I'm going to talk to him.
Right. So,
and I don't remember exactly how we met, like on the race. I don't know if I saw you or you saw me. I'm not really sure, but we definitely ran, I think, 12 miles together.
So. No, 100%. So so Anthony's speaking of, we met at the St. Jude Memphis Marathon weekend, right? Marathon and half marathon that we do every year because it's for charity. And my husband's company that he works at, they were a big partnership with St. Jude. So when I think you heard him speak at the pasta dinner, he was, speaking, and then he does a lot of the sound off, like he sends off the runners for the marathon and the half. And so then we just popped in. And no, I don't even remember. Wait, but so was it the night before that we were doing karaoke?
I think the night before was the pasta party.
Right, the pasta party. But when was karaoke?
Karaoke might have been the night of the race.
Was it? Okay.
After the race, I think.
Right, okay.
Because I had already met you.
Right,
so that
okay. Right.
Explanation.
So Anthony comes up, and I do remember you're just like, oh my God, I got to run with you guys. I've got to run with, and we said to you, we're literally doing this for fun because the last time I actually really ran was the year before at St. Jude's half, right? And you're like, no, that's fine. And we had the best time. We walked a mile, ran a mile, walked a mile, ran a mile, and we took pictures at every single mile.
Mm-hmm. And we ate a bagel in between.
Yeah, we had a bagel. Yep, we had some fried chicken. There was other things along the race that I think we did. But yeah, it was fun. And we had a great time. But along there, you shared something that you were in the process of doing, which was that race that you were doing of the 7.
So it's called the World Marathon Challenge. 7 marathons, 7 days on each of the 7 continents, 7 consecutive days.
Right.
So yeah, that was really the only race that I did to prepare for the 777 race. It was pretty wild. So I spent a month in Africa on my own, traveling country to country. And then I met the group of runners in Cape Town.
Okay.
And from there, we went to Antarctica, which was the start of the race. So we did Antarctica, Cape Town, Perth, Australia, Dubai, Madrid, Fortaleza, Brazil, and then we finished in Miami.
Right.
It was wild. It was kind of like the Amazing Race on steroids.
I can imagine. And I remember when you told us that, I thought, oh my God, I've met somebody crazier than us.
And you see the way I run. I'm not particularly good.
You are very good. We just had a good time.
We had a great time.
Yeah, you're not. Well, I mean, I think that in all honesty, I remember when I did the Goofy Challenge and I ran a half marathon on a Saturday and I ran the full marathon at Disney on Sunday. I'd never done that. I thought, I'm just going to go and have fun and run it. And I remember Sean called me, for my listeners, that's my husband, called me in the middle of the half and he's like, you're running a little too fast. And I'm like, really? okay, so I don't know, I was looking to get 2.5 hours because I still had a full marathon the next day that I'd never done. And, but I met somebody crazier than us, right? You. And we had the best time. But I find it to be more amazing that when we met and like you sent me your bio and I said that to you, right? Like you happen to have a lot of history and a lot of, like, there's so much more to you than being in this endurance athlete.
Right.
So can you share a little bit about like, what was your life like before? Like because you're pretty young.
Yeah. So I'm 32 years old.
Okay.
Right. I grew up on Staten Island, New York. My parents were married, but they weren't particularly fond of each other.
Okay.
But my sister had childhood cancer. So they stayed together longer than they probably wanted to. I think it was September 10th of 2001 when my mom finally decided to move. So the first day waking up in my mom's new house was September 11th.
Oh,
which
jeez.
kind of fascinating. So I was always a pretty bold kid. After that, I think I started to fear like changing my personal life because it was correlated with some sort of like catastrophic event.
100%.
So yeah, we were pretty sheltered. I mean, Staten Island was predominantly white. I mean, really, you were just Italian or Irish, maybe a little German. Not very diverse where I grew up. Because my sister was sick and my grandfather was the head of the NYPD, there was always concern for our safety. But we went to a small Catholic school. It was rather cheap, but my parents thought it would be safe. Education was, I guess, in hindsight, decent. But yeah, because of all the health concerns, like education was not emphasized.
Okay.
My dad didn't go to college. My mom didn't go to college. They're both fairly intelligent, but not academically seasoned.
Right.
So it wasn't until my dad got remarried to my first stepmom, and she actually recognized that I was intelligent. So she made me take a New York City specialized high school exam, and I somehow passed. And then I went to Staten Island Technical High School.
Okay.
Stuyvesant in New York City, if you're familiar with it.
How old are you at this time that you realized that you were intelligent?
I guess like 12, 13 years old.
Okay.
I mean, my mom said I was always very good at puzzles, and I always performed like perfect in math. So I definitely was gifted, but I really didn't give a shit, to be honest.
Yeah.
Growing up, I played baseball. Again, my teams were awful. I wouldn't consider myself an athlete.
You are an athlete.
I have the mentality of, I don't think I'm athletic, but my mentality is that of an Olympian.
I love it.
Somewhere in the middle, I become a decent athlete.
Okay.
Yeah, so I went to a specialized high school. I performed well. The people were way smarter than me, which made me feel like I wanted to try and compete.
Yeah.
Then I ultimately went to Cooper Union in the city on a full tuition scholarship. I studied engineering. I then studied abroad in India for a short period of time.
Wait, so is that your first time really like leaving the nest, going to India?
Yeah, so growing up, I was always fascinated by international students. Like my undergrad institution had a lot of international students, and I was always fascinated by the fact that they could leave their home country, leave their family, leave their friends, come here, absolutely kick our ass in academics, but also like the side that most people don't think about in college is like your emotional state.
Yeah.
The fact that people could handle all that stress without home base is pretty impressive.
Absolutely.
So I wanted to become them. And like a young kid from Staten Island that was not used to anything outside of my own culture, going to India was quite, a challenge. It was also a very prestigious like academic institution, so it was a nice challenge on that front as well. So I went there. I graduated with degrees in mechanical and civil engineering. I have been doing...
Wait, let's just repeat that. So for somebody who thought you described yourself as, I'm not really that smart. You then leave, go to college, then you decide you're going to go to India for college, college, right? You finish college there?
For a semester.
Okay, for a semester. It doesn't matter. I mean, that's amazing. For chemical, is that what you say? Chemical and mechanical engineering.
Mechanical and civil.
Mechanical and civil engineering, like those are no joke kind of like studies.
Yeah, I mean, it was intense for sure.
Like, you're not just being somewhat smart. You got to be pretty much of a genius.
Yeah, I mean, I have a weird ability to learn complex things incredibly quickly.
Yeah.
My friends always laugh that I put in as minimal effort as you possibly can.
And you just get
But
it.
I did well.
Right.
I'm very lucky. I think I'm very analytically and mathematically gifted.
Okay.
And I've never really met anyone who can learn things as fast as I can.
That's awesome. So
and no one ever expects it. So it's really a nice combination.
I bet. But you're going to be outed today after this podcast drops. People are going to realize how smart you are. Because we haven't even gotten to the good part.
Yes.
So you get to India, you have a hard time. I got to imagine, because it's a very different culture.
Yeah, and I was the only American there as well.
Oh, wow.
So I think there were 12 international students.
Okay.
I would say 8 of them were European. And then maybe 3 of them were scattered from elsewhere. And then I was from America.
Okay.
So I didn't really have anyone that was similar to me.
Right.
Institution, Indian Institute of Technology, Mumbai. The people are very, very smart, but they're fairly one-dimensional. Mm-hmm. So everything is academics.
Okay.
Which is not really my vibe. I mean, you've met me once, but I think you could gather that much.
You have a big-time work-life integration going on. No question.
I like to have fun.
Yeah.
Even under stressful situations, I'm the one laughing, and that was very much not the vibe.
Right.
So it was tough, but again, I think it's part of developing as a person.
And then what'd you do with that degree?
I went into construction for a short period of time. Mm-hmm. I worked there for a year before getting fired. I didn't really love the company. I didn't think that they appreciated my skill set. And eventually I just soft quit until they fired me, which was the greatest thing I ever did. Okay. I was also teaching at the City University of New York. Mm-hmm. I taught math, physics, and engineering at the collegiate level. I think I was 22.
Right. Think about that.
It was kind of crazy. A lot of my students were older than I was. And I also, I believe, was the first person to teach in 3 different departments.
Wow.
And I was shortly the youngest. So that was pretty cool. I applied and was accepted to Harvard Business School.
Amazing.
Which was pretty amazing. I remember getting the notification, and I was just in complete disbelief.
That's amazing. Not pretty. That is amazing.
Yeah, and it was also a weird time in my life. My aunt and uncle had just died. And then on my dad's side of the family, my 22-year-old cousin, I was also 22 at the time, also passed away.
Oh, geez.
So it wasn't a great time to apply. In fact, I wasn't going to apply. And oddly enough, I asked for a sign from an uncle who had passed away. Mm-hmm. And his brother was living with me. And I swear to God, within an hour, the brother said to me as I was walking out the front door, "Anthony, it's as easy as 2 + 2." And the name of the Harvard Business School program was HBS 2 + 2 program.
No.
And I don't know if that's a common phrase for you, but for me, I had never really heard anyone say that. And the fact that I asked for a sign and he said it that quickly is rather weird.
100%.
And oddly enough, that guy who said it actually died last week.
Oh my God, Anthony, I'm so sorry.
Oh, it's okay. But I believe a lot in some greater purpose. I'm very connected to people who have passed, which is kind of weird because my whole academic career has been based in science and facts. And spirituality is in fact not based in any type of facts, but I value my intuition over anything else.
Good. I love that. Yeah. And so then what'd you do with that degree?
I went to an educational technology startup. Mm-hmm. I worked there for about 15 months. And then I also left there. While I was working there, it was mostly remote. So I bought my first home. And then I really enjoyed renovating my house, bought a second home, and I, used that as an investment. I had a family come move in and rent from me. And then it kind of just snowballed. So now I own 4 properties.
Wow.
Which provides a decent level of passive income.
That's amazing.
And I still tutor and help students get into college. So that's my primary focus.
But you did
So my life-
something that's really, you're being very modest. Didn't you do something that you developed right?
What was that?
The MRI thing?
Yeah. So for my undergraduate master's thesis, I created a human airway phantom, which is basically like a 3D representation of the human airway. And it was used in an MRI machine to study sleep apnea. I really don't even know how I finished that project. I hated it. My thesis advisor, if he's listening, knows how much I disliked it. And at some point, I felt like I strong armed him into just allowing me to be done. But it's pretty neat because I think it was the first ever MRI compatible human airway. They call it a phantom, just a representation of the human body that was able to be used for sleep apnea study, which is pretty cool.
So is that something that you sold? Or is that you get rights to that?
So I think technically the school owns it. I do believe that it was used for studies, but I never went the route of trying to monetize that.
Right.
It felt cool to give back in some capacity to the medical space, given my sister's, childhood cancer.
Right.
I never imagined to do anything in the medical space. I wouldn't consider that extraordinary, but it's something. So that's kind of cool.
It's very cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so you now own 4 properties, and that's allowed you to be able to kind of live your dream, which is to travel.
Yeah, so I travel pretty extensively. This year alone, I was in Africa for 3 times. So I spent 5 weeks the first time, which, like I said, was the beginning of that race. I just traveled Kenya, Namibia, South Africa, Botswana. I was all over the place. I think I went to like 7 countries. And then I went back again for St. Jude, and I hiked Kilimanjaro in Tanzania, which was pretty neat. It was an 8-day hike, and I got to hike with a few other people who actually work for St. Jude.
Oh, really?
One of which was a former patient.
Oh my gosh, I love
really
that.
Neat. Yeah. He was a badass.
Wait, but let's go back real fast. Is the reason that you also, and I vaguely recall, but was your sister a patient at St. Jude?
So my sister wasn't a patient. She was treated locally, I guess, in Staten Island, maybe New York City.
Okay.
But no, she was not treated by St. Jude. Actually, my mom's sister, who had passed away, was a big believer in St. Jude. Obviously, I knew of it. You see commercials and everyone talks about it, but I didn't really know much about the organization. So when I moved to Boston to go to HBS, I applied to run the Boston Marathon for St. Jude. And I was accepted. I think I was one of 5 people on the team, and I raised the most money at like $33,000.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah,
I love
so
that.
from there, they obviously entertained some of my ideas. They had other major marathons to run. So since then, I've ran every major marathon for them. I just finished Cape Town 2 weeks ago, I believe.
I didn't even know St. Jude did that.
Yeah, they have bibs for, I think, all of the major marathons right now and Cape Town, which is pretty neat.
Wow, that's amazing.
Yeah, and then the 777 race was kind of a one-off allowance from St. Jude, and I raised $100,000 for that.
That's amazing.
And now they're piloting the hiking programs.
Really?
So in 2024, I hiked the Sacred Valley, Machu Picchu in Peru for them. And then I also did Kilimanjaro, I think it was in March.
How do you train for that? Because that's on our bucket list as a family. And some of us are athletic and some of us really don't give a shit about athleticism, right? So how do you train for that?
So to be completely frank, I didn't. I play co-ed softball, which is a glorified beer league. And I also play pickleball. So that's the extent of my quote-unquote training. I'm a firm believer in endurance events require a baseline level of, health.
Right.
And then the rest of it is completely mental.
Right.
I saw people break down. Summit night, we left at 11 p.m., the base camp, and we reached the summit somewhere around 5:30, 6:30 p.m. a.m. And people struggled on the way up. Headaches from the altitude, lack of oxygen. I was just trucking along. I was fine. Like I said, I really believe it's just your mindset over.
Right.
all else.
No, I mean, obviously, right? I'm an athlete, so I'm a big believer as well. Like the mind over matter. Like our body can take us places, but our mind can literally make it shut down as fast as like the first thought pops in.
100%.
Yeah. So
And
you
no
just
bad vibes.
no,
I don't even think about altitude sickness. That doesn't exist.
no. You're just going
You know,
higher.
like you just smile and you laugh and you
Yeah.
truck along and you hope for the best.
Right. Drink a lot of water.
Drink a lot of water and tea.
Oh, is that what they gave you?
They gave us some sort of tea. I don't remember.
Oh, really?
Ginger maybe.
Was it
But
hot or cold?
hot.
Oh, wow.
Well, remember, it's super cold on
Oh,
Summit.
right.
It's the middle of the night, and at the altitude, it was probably like, I don't know, 20 degrees. It's
Oh,
cold.
dear
It was
God.
very cold. So that definitely doesn't help.
Right. Is that all year round?
I don't know.
I'm going to have to look
I'm
into
not
that.
sure. I think we went at the very end of the season.
Mm,
So I guess it started to go into their fall.
right.
Don't quote me on that. But maybe it was a little colder than normal. But regardless of the time you go, it's going to be cold on summit night just because it's the middle of the night
Right.
and you're at such high altitude.
Right. It's definitely something I want to do. It's definitely something that I
It's a
know.
good time.
Yeah. We'd like to get all the kids to do that.
Mm-hmm. How many of you would do it?
Well, there's 4 boys and our daughter-in-law.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
I would give it a go.
Right.
And it's nice because it's like a lower gear thing, right?
Oh,
Like running a
100%.
marathon they're just different.
Right.
I mean, I've seen pretty good marathon runners crumble in hikes.
Mm,
It's slower paced. There's altitudes. It's a constant climb.
right.
You know, some would say it's boring because it's not fast.
Mm.
So I think
I would love that.
Yeah. And you're in the elements, right?
Yeah.
Like 8 days on a mountain, you go to the bathroom and then, a little zip up, pop up, toilet. And then you
At least
sleep
it's
on
not like a
the ground
Ziploc bag or a hole.
I mean, if you on summit night, yeah, you go where you can.
For
And
real?
it's cold.
There's no toilet that comes along with you?
No, unfortunately not. I did have to go to the bathroom on summit night and I did freeze.
Mm,
It was cold.
right, because you got to take off all that gear.
Mm-hmm. But it's part of the experience, right?
Yeah. You just go quickly.
Yes.
Right.
I've never gone to the bathroom more quickly.
I'm sure probably in a marathon you have.
I've never gone to the bathroom in a marathon,
Seriously?
which is wild because I've done
Yeah. How many have you done?
15 marathons, none very competitively, but I've never used the bathroom in any one, which is actually insane.
Well, I don't know that I use the bathroom. I will find a bush, but I've done in my 16 full marathons, I've literally stopped at every single marathon in every single. Yeah, more than once. My bladder's like tiny.
I feel like I go to the bathroom a lot day to day, but I can't get down liquids when I run.
Oh.
It's bizarre. I can't eat the gels. The gels make me
Yeah.
sick to my stomach. I actually eat whole food.
Yeah.
Like I brought apples to Cape Town and just ate apples during the race.
Snickers are a good thing too.
Snicker.
Like the little square Snicker bites. I did that on my Ironman.
It helped.
Oh, so much. Who doesn't like a Snickers? It's like
I think I kind of screwed up my body in a good way. I went vegan back in 2018 for a year.
Okay.
And I cut out like all processed shit. So if I eat anything processed, my body is just like, go fuck yourself.
Right.
So to do that while my body's under stress in a marathon is just not.
I get that.
If I trained and I ate this food during training, that would probably help.
Yeah.
But just showing up and trying to eat that stuff makes me sick.
Yeah. Well, no, we train. I mean, except for St. Jude, right? Like, I mean, I walk a lot, right? And I will walk. I mean, I do periodically. I mean, I try to run maybe like 3 miles like once a week, once every 2 or 3 weeks. I mean, I'm almost 55. Like, I'm not getting younger. My body, I need it to be stronger, not like break down, right? And so, but that's why we walk and run. I was not planning that time that we saw you. Let me just tell you, I was prepared to do the 5K, right? And I think I was even prepared to do the 10K. But Sean's like, let's do the half. And I'm like, I'm walking the half then.
Right.
And the only reason that I walk and ran it is because he said, I'll do the half with you, but we have to run some. And I'm like, babe, the last time I ran, I think I did the 10K for the year before at St. Jude.
Right.
And I'm like, yeah, we're going to walk and run. I will walk a mile, run a mile. And
It
yeah,
was a nice strategy.
you know what? I mean, listen, we did it for the kids. We were not doing it for the race, the time. I didn't care. I don't even think I brought my Garmin.
Right.
Right. Normally during a race, like a marathon, I probably, except for Disney, I wouldn't stop, right, at all. I wouldn't walk. I would just run and grab my water, fill it up, and drink and run, you know? But this was for pure joy. It's all for the children. And it's great. It's always, and it's cold. It's nice. How can you not enjoy running through that city? Like the children's city. That's like,
Right.
you know? And like that what is it? That mile, Miracle Mile.
I think that's what it's called.
Yeah. It was amazing.
It is. They have the pictures of all the old patients and
Right.
the current patients.
And you see things that like you don't know. Like there's those two patients that were young that were going through it together, and then they got married.
Yeah.
Right. And then you have that one girl who's the astronaut who basically went to space. Haley.
Yep. It's amazing.
Right? It's amazing. So now what are you doing?
I am waiting for St. Jude actually to approve my next race. So I actually am due. I'll be with you in Memphis again in December. I am doing I think it's called the Dopey Challenge.
Oh, yeah.
In January
For Disney.
For Disney,
Yeah.
for St. Jude.
Okay. And
And
you've
then-
never done that.
I haven't. It looks pretty cool.
So that's where I did the Goofy. I did not do the Dopey because I was not doing a 5K, 10K, a half, and the full.
Yeah, but I mean, they're essentially the same thing. You could have walked the 5K and the 10K.
No, 100%. But it was a whole basically week out of my work.
That's a lot of time. It's 4 days, which is kind of annoying.
And it starts in the middle of the week. It's a Wednesday.
Right. And also fuck Disney because you can't stay in the park and ride the rides. Apparently they throw you out. Yeah.
And just so you know, not to like destroy your little excitement because it is a fun, and the medals are amazing.
Okay.
And they have characters along the race everywhere. The course sucks. I'm just going to tell you that. Okay. But it's fun. So you're going to have fun. You have to get there so early and you run through the parks a little bit, but like, don't have anybody that's a spectator pay to go to watch you run the race in the park because you're in and out. Like, they may not even see you.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah. But it's fun. And like, that's what, I mean, so I took selfies. I didn't really wait in line for the characters because some of the lines were long. So, but I did force myself to stop and take pictures, like a selfie, like with them in behind me, because it allowed me to like not keep my pace up, right? And it kind of gave me a little bit of a break. And yeah, it's a lot of fun, but you do have to get there super early.
Right.
Like,
I got to do a little research.
You got to do some research. You got to get there, like, I think at 4 a.m, and the race doesn't start till 7:30.
Ugh.
Yeah. But
Did
it's
you
so
do
much.
anything in that time?
So off camera, I'll definitely tell you what to bring. Like, you bring a lot of food, bring the stuff that you're used to eating. You might have, like, I think we had 2 breakfasts by the time I was ready. But they put on a really, really good race. Like, they're very, like, the transportation is awesome. We stayed at the Wilderness Lodge. So you could stay at like one of their campus like hotels, and they have so much transportation there, and it's easy. It's so easy. And the bag check if you bring stuff. I don't think I did. But then they have like chocolate stations. I stopped and got chocolate. I was having a good time.
Yeah.
But yeah, so you're going to get 4, I think you actually even get 5 medals.
Okay.
Because you get 1 for the 5K, 1 for the 10, 1 for the half, 1 for the full, and then you get the Dopey.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, because I got 3 medals. The half, the marathon, and the Goofy.
Got it.
And and they're big marathons. I mean, big medals. They're like this big. They're awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited.
Yeah. Okay, so
I'm going to just have fun with it.
You what?
I'm just going to have fun with it.
Yeah,
as I always
it's
do.
just the way to do it. But you're going to do that. Okay. And that's in January.
That's in January. And then I'm waiting approval to do the North Pole Marathon. So the same company that sponsored the 777 race also puts on the North Pole Marathon, which is at the true North Pole. So you fly into a really north city in Norway, I will
Okay.
not try to pronounce it because I do it to my friend all the time and she corrects me. But you go on an icebreaker ship from there.
Okay.
It's a mini cruise vacation. And then eventually you hit the true, North Pole. You get off the ship, you run a marathon, you get your medals, you get back on the ship and you carry on. So
Wow.
it's only one marathon. It's a nice change of pace from the 7
But it
I
sounds like it's a
actually
journey, though.
Say it again.
It sounds like it's a journey, though, too.
It's a journey, but it's a journey where I'm like eating nice food and probably having some drinks on a ship as opposed to,
Right.
getting bused back to an airport and getting on a plane to go to my next location to run again.
Right. The next day.
That will feel really nice.
Right. So how do you balance like your work, which is education, because you said you love to do that, with all of this? Because this just sounds like, could you not turn this into like a job?
I guess I could turn it into a job if I wanted to do some level of like influencing.
I was just going to say, I'd be happy to come on and be your social media filmer, and I just travel everywhere you go.
I mean, shit, if you want to do that. My friends actually always yell at me because, like, even when I play pickleball, I don't shut the fuck up.
Right.
And people are like, you can make a killing just recording yourself.
100%. Your journey, like, so many people would be living through you. I think we're going to have to talk about that.
I think in the near future, I will probably have opportunities to really build that.
Yeah.
So I think I'll try to do that when I can. I try to live in the moment.
I understand that.
I feel like the universe has given me a lot of shitty circumstance, but I think I'm also personally very blessed.
Yeah.
So I don't try to overdo it unless it feels right.
Yeah.
And like even when I need clients, they just come when I need them.
That's awesome.
But I don't even market or anything like that.
Right.
And I actually feel like the life that I live, I do put it on social media. I'm not huge on social media, but people can see what I do in my travels and stuff. And I think it actually helps because growing up, I didn't feel like I had a direct role model. My parents were great, but like they didn't go to college. I kind of wanted to go to college. My dad was a plumber and a cop, and my mom did like importing, exporting. Those were not careers that I wanted to get involved with.
Right.
I feel like I became my own role model. So to have my students see what I do and know that I still went to Harvard is kind of like nice for them to kind of craft their own story in their own life.
Absolutely.
That you don't need to fit in some bullshit mold to do impressive shit.
Right? Because I think that like a lot of people think like, well, I wasn't destined to go to school. My parents didn't go to school. They don't believe in education. But I try to tell people like you can have your own mind. Like you do have your own mind. You can make your own decisions. Nothing's ever impossible, right?
No.
And so, there might be some things impossible for me, but like I'm not going to go to space because I have horrible equilibrium. I get nauseous on a good car ride. So I know that that's not something I'm going to do, right? And so, but let's just be honest. The reality is that school, for many people, whether you have the money or not, there's always a way, right? You don't have to go to Harvard. You don't have to go to a private university. You could find some schools that are not private and offer a lot of money.
For sure.
Right? So can I check in with something? Because I don't actually know the answer to this, but you mentioned your sister. How is she doing? Is she still alive? Is she
still alive? So she's 34 years old.
Oh, awesome.
She's a cop in New York City. She's actually pretty athletic.
Okay.
Don't tell her I told you. She's all good. She's had like small amputations on her foot.
Okay.
But for the most part, it's an ongoing monitoring of the cancer that she had. But for the most part, she's, pretty stable and healthy.
So has she ever thought about doing one of these races with you for St. Jude?
No, but she would probably crush it.
Right. Maybe that's your next challenge.
She's freakishly athletic.
To get her.
If she had my mindset, she could have been, a Division I softball player.
Right.
Unfortunately, she does not. She's way more athletic than I am.
Right. She's got to have some pretty tough mindset to be an NYPD.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's not easy for her these days, especially as a woman.
Sure.
She has to deal with arrest where she's literally trying to hold down a man who's, bigger than her, stronger than her, and also oftentimes mentally unstable.
Right.
So Yeah, she's definitely gotten beaten up on the job.
Oh.
But she likes it. She just got promoted to sergeant. So.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Congratulations to her.
Thank you.
So what's her name?
Samantha.
So maybe we'll meet Samantha at one of the St. Jude races one day. Hear that, Samantha? If you're going to listen to this, your brother's going to try to get you on. So you're going to do Goofy, and then you're doing the North Pole. Then what? Mm-hmm. Well, we also got a little lost. I'm sorry. I got a little distracted.
We're good.
How you balance, how you integrate your work with what your passion is, which is math and tutoring and things like that, and teaching and education.
Yeah.
Or maybe that's your purpose, right?
Yeah, I think it's my purpose and my passion.
Yeah.
I balance it. One, it's remote, so obviously it's not hard to do that.
Oh, right.
But again, a lot of my work is consulting for admissions. It's about storytelling, right? So having my own worldly experience helps me think through, different volunteer experience for students, different avenues for them to explore. I don't like to just take over a student's application and do it all myself. I actually like to help the student discover what they might actually enjoy. A lot of college admissions is to some degree fluffing what they do. But for me, if they get an interview invite, I want you to really feel passionate about what the fuck is on your resume. Right. And a lot of times there's so many things that students don't even know exist. St. Jude has a leadership program for high school students. I have gotten a lot of my students into that.
Oh, wow.
I didn't even know it existed before I worked with St. Jude, right?
I didn't even know it existed until just now.
Right. Yeah. Also, St. Jude apparently has a medical school, which...
Do you know, it's funny. I think I did hear them say that when we were last time, because we took that tour, right?
Yes.
Right. And I think that they had mentioned that they were starting this medical school.
Were you on the tour in what year were we in? 25? Were 25 or 26? 25.
Right. I was in
2024 or 2023 with Tracy.
No, I did not do that.
So that's where I found out about it. Tracy came on that tour with us. And they told us there, but I was dumbfounded.
Yeah.
I never knew that existed.
That's crazy. But so it's amazing.
Things like this.
Right.
Living, traveling, you kind of figure things out and see what the world has to offer.
Right.
And you can share that with others.
Right. And so how do you, do you take time off from when you're teaching, when you're doing all these things, or are you teaching in between?
I teach what I do. So sometimes I just get up in the middle of the night and I start teaching students.
Really?
Yeah. I don't like to plan my life or my travels around time zones. I just work with what I need to do and get it done.
I love that.
Yeah.
You really live in the moment.
I try.
I do too, but I don't know that I'm doing that.
Say it again?
I said I do too, but I'm not. I'm a pretty rigid person. I like structure. I'm not gonna lie. I definitely do really well on structure. Mm-hmm. On the days that I don't have things to do, I'm like a little puppy who's just like running around the house looking for this pee-wee pad. I'm like, I need to have things, but I'm very good on vacation. Like vacation, I can go. I don't need to have things planned out. I could just fly by the seat of my pants and just be. But living at home, when I'm at home, and if I don't work, Tuesdays and Fridays are typical days where I don't work. It's my podcasting day. It's my social media day. It's just my overflow of get shit done day. But if I don't have things on my schedule, I'm like, oh my God, where am I at? What is going on? What day is today?
I think as a kid, I probably wanted more structure.
Yeah.
And going back to what I said earlier about my mom moving out on September 10th and then having the issue with changing my personal life, feeling like life was going to end.
Yeah.
I think that kind of just made me more adaptable. And now I welcome change.
Right.
So to deal with things that are uncomfortable, running this 777 race, everyone there was a pretty high level athlete. But they have a fucking plan. Every race, they have a regimen, they have this shit. When you're getting on a plane and you don't know when your next race is going to start and they throw you out in the middle of the night in Brazil and it's pouring rain and lightning, fuck your plans. That shit don't mean anything, right? But I don't ever have plans. So for me, I'm smiling and laughing. I might finish, second to last, but I had fun the whole way through.
Right. But that's, I think, the biggest challenge. I think that's one of the things I see within the work I do, right? I see people who have this idea of what an outcome needs to be. This outcome, right, has to be this. And then they're focused on X, Y, and Z, but they don't know how to adapt when Y doesn't happen, or if, or if A, B happens and doesn't, X, Y doesn't happen. That shift and that ability to pivot is really hard for many people mentally.
I think that's true. And I think for high performing people, or even people that I went, Cooper Union was a very academic place. Obviously, we don't need to speak on Harvard. Everyone knows what that is.
Right.
But people are used to being the best, right? And to some degree, I was used to being the best in certain fields as well.
Right.
But to pivot from being the best to then trying new things and potentially coming in second to last is not comfortable for a lot of people at that level. And that's the one thing I really appreciate about my own development is that I'm not afraid to try. And on paper, like I'm a 6'4", 32-year-old man. And like, I legitimately don't give a fuck that I came in 49th out of 50th place. Like in my mind, I finished 100%. And I raised money for kids. But I think for a lot of other high performing people, having your name concretely written on a website for a race and not performing at the top 1% is scary. And it's a blow to their ego. And I think to some degree, being so high performing might actually limit you in the things that you try.
It can be. It can. Right. Yeah. I tell my story. What got me into mental performance coaching is because I'm an athlete myself. For the first 9 marathons, all I focused was I have to qualify for Boston. I have to qualify for Boston. And then I'd run a mile faster, and then I'd be like, oh, it's too fast. And I'd slow down. My brain was like all over. Finally, my 10th marathon, I actually was registered for the half for Miami. And that day of Expo on Saturday, I looked at Sean and I said, the weather looks kind of good. I've been training up to 18 miles. I'm just going to give the full a try. Just going to enjoy it. He paced me because he ran the half. He paced me the first half. Okay, I ran negative splits. And then the second half, I ended up just going each mile at a time like I did the first. I didn't overcompensate. Like if I ran 5 seconds slower for a mile than what I thought needed to be, I didn't pick it up. I didn't slow it down. I just accepted. And I not only qualified for Boston that year, but I shaved off 10 minutes from my previous marathon the year before.
That's amazing.
So
you weren't even going to do it.
Right. What?
And you weren't even going to do it.
No, I wasn't going to do it. And it's all okay. And then the irony is that because the Miami Marathon's in January, right? So that April Boston was already closed. Okay, because it's already filled. So, and they allow you to have 18 months. So they do allow you 18 months. I was like, oh, this is awesome. I'll go for the next year.
Right.
They had changed, they shaved 5 minutes off everybody's age group time. So now I'm 3 minutes slower than my qualifying time.
Right.
And they didn't grandfather you in. And fortunately, unfortunately, things work out the way they are because I would have finished that race around the time that those 2 bombs went off. And my kids and my husband would have been there to watch me. So I think I'd get the chills. So you think about signs. Like I remember feeling so disappointed and so angry at the Boston, run, the marathon organization, because how do you let 18 months with people can have their 18 months time, but then you don't grandfather people in, right? And I will tell you that I had a lot of friends who were at that race. And when I was watching that race and I saw that happen, I actually felt a lot of relief too, right? Because I wasn't there. Because I would have probably finished around that 4:20 time because it was Boston. I mean, there's hills. We're in Florida. I'm not, right? And my kids would have been sitting there watching with my husband. And so, and all my friends, thank God, were okay. But yeah, I mean, it definitely. So I think things happen, but that's my story, right? Like I tell people so back to your statement about putting all this pressure on you, on oneself as a high performer athlete, ultimately can sabotage your goals.
Yeah.
So I love that. And I think that just enjoying the space that you're in and enjoying how you're running and how you're living and how you're hiking is amazing. Right. And you get to meet people. Look, we met. That's how we met, through running.
Right.
You know, I tell people you should just show up at a run club. Don't worry about the pace. There will always be somebody faster than you, and there will always be somebody slower than you. And you just adjust. And there might be somebody that's at your pace.
Right.
You know, but we were so thrilled because we followed your journey. And then I'm like, oh, I need to have you on here because you have a very interesting life that I don't think a lot of people know can exist. Because it sounds like you intentionally have chosen to live this kind of life.
Yeah, I think it was pretty intentional. I think seeing all the tragedies of like people close to me dying, and I don't come from wealth, but some people in my family did build up wealth, and then by the time they should have used it, they passed away. So to me, I mean, I am very financially intelligent and stable, but it's like I'm not planning to die with $15 million. Like, as long as I have enough money to do everything I want year over year, like, I'm not going to wait until the perfect time. Perfect time doesn't fucking exist.
Right.
I don't want to sign up a marathon because X, Y, and Z. Like, sometimes the hardest fucking part is just signing up.
100%.
And showing up for yourself.
Yeah.
The whole in between, just keep going.
Absolutely. Well, I love that. So where can people find you if and when you decide to really show like your journeys through life?
I guess on Instagram at the Wild Ant.
At the what?
The Wild Ant.
Okay.
That's really the only social media platform that I use regularly.
Well, I think that's great. Any last words to the listeners who are contemplating, thinking like, well, you did just kind of say it, like, don't wait till you're ready. Because I don't believe that you ever will be ready. Like, I tell people, you're never going to be ready. You're never going to be ready to get married. You're never going to be ready to have a kid. You're never going to be ready to switch a job. You're never going to be ready to, that's why I signed up for that damn Ironman. I was never going to be ready for that Ironman. I just needed to sign up.
Absolutely.
So
I guess my only advice would be think of something you've always wanted to do. And if you have the money to do it, just sign up and figure it out.
Yeah. Come
to Memphis and run with us.
Absolutely. Right. It's the weekend of December. It's the first weekend
I think it's December 5th, 4th, 5th, 6th.
I'm going to tell all the listeners the exact date. It's the first weekend. Yes.
And they can run with us. And you don't have to be fast because I'm slow as shit. And I'll probably be eating and drinking on the course.
Right.
Although I signed up for the full this year. So
no, you did not.
I did.
Oh, well.
So the race is Saturday, December 5th.
Right. Okay. Well, we will not be doing the full. I will be doing the half with you. So,
I might downgrade to the half. Right. We'll see how much fun I have that weekend.
Right. But everybody should come. It is a great race. And they do. They have a 5K, they have a 10K, they have a half, and they have a full. And they have pacing groups, and they put on a great weekend. You run through the village, the children's village, and it's something to be experienced for sure.
Absolutely.
Because you're running for the kids.
Mm-hmm. Well, and the half gives you like 6 hours to complete. So you can literally go and walk and have the time of your life.
Yeah. Well, we did it. I think we did it in like 3 hours and 15 or 3:30 or something.
Yeah, we very much took our time.
Yeah. We literally stopped at every single mile.
Although I think we actually did less than 3 hours because I was shocked.
Did we really?
Like, oh, I think we did 2:45, which is not terrible considering.
Did we really?
How much we laughed, stopped, went to the bathroom, ate.
Right.
Yeah, it wasn't bad.
Not at all.
No.
It was fun.
Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure we were sub 3.
Wow. I'm not going to
But they do give you a full 6.5 hours for the full. I
never knew that.
Half. So you could easily walk the half.
So they give you the same time for half to finish?
So, yeah.
Wow.
I guess they just cut it off after that, but same time for half or full.
Right. Well, good. Well, I so appreciate you coming here and sharing your experience, your journey, all the things just the way you look at life is just such a fresher breath air. Fresher breath air, is that it? Right? Fresher breath air.
Yeah,
or is it breath of fresh air? No, right. It's a breath of fresh air. Right. See, we're imperfectly human here. We're not, no edits like that. It's just, right. Breath of fresh air. And because especially in today's day and age, like we need a lot more like light in this world of just joy. Well, I know that for me, I look forward to seeing you in December, but I'm definitely going to see you around on Instagram and everywhere else. Thank you so much. And don't forget to subscribe, like, follow, share, and just follow Imperfectly Human. Thanks, guys.